Is it possible that the idea of freedom is neither static, nor stable, nor peaceful, and is only exercised for periods at the beginning and end of which there must be a winnowing, a purge, so to speak? Perhaps for justice and freedom and safety to exist at all, there must be periods of oppression and slavery and war. And if we are to be patriots to the ideals of justice and freedom and peace, is it possible that we must then take the fight to those who are in power in every locale accessible and by all means available, not just by any means necessary, and not to enslave or control or destroy, but to change the ideology of society as it exists? At the end of the day, it is not laws or chains or borders that make man oppressed or enslaved or embattled. It is his own mind. That is why the war we fight is against ideologies, against the ideologies of lack, which leads to greed, against fear, which leads to hate, against division, which leads to violence. It is becoming clear that though the ideologies are not ones we choose to engender on our own, they are rampant in society at large, and to purge them from our midst it seems more and more necessary to partake in the mechanisms by which they prosper, which are greed and hate and violence. Whether we like it or not, we are all at war today. I cannot pinpoint the day it began. I cannot enumerate the casualties to date. I believe anyone who tells you they can might be naive. I can tell you this: those who wish to bring violence against you are following their ideologies with a fervor that demands fighting until dead. This death is their victory. There is not territory to be won or borders to defend or treasure to be had. The war that has been raging around us in the names of profit and profits, safety and security, or freedom and liberty will not be won. It will end, but it will be lost by all of us who participate, and we must all participate, thus we will all lose. We must fight for ideologies that will carry on beyond us. By our participation, we will determine which ideologies will reign until the next generation. So we have options. We can ignore what is happening and let it consume us and live in the pacifying pleasures of our day. And if you care nothing for yourself or your neighbor or coming generations, this is the choice for you. If one cares for justice and freedom and peace, we must realize that this will not be won, but we must still fight. I hope I am wrong when I say the time of the coming peace, I hope I am wrong when I say that by the time of the coming peace, we will all do violence or have violence done against us. So we must love. Taking the means of life from our enemies is part of the ideology of lack, so we must share. Threatening the security and peace of our enemies is part of the ideology of fear, so we must give each other courage. Separating ourselves from our neighbors everywhere is part of the ideology of division, so we must find common ground. We must unite, and we should organize, or we should perish.